travel with low-risk countries as soon as practical, and we've said that all the way through. The establishment of a travel zone between Australia and New Zealand has been finalised. Today I'm announcing the first stage of this arrangement, under which quarantine-free travel will be possible from New Zealand to New South Wales and the Northern Territory from Friday, 16 October, 12:01 a.m. to be precise. This will allow New Zealanders and other residents in New Zealand who have not been in an area designated as a COVID-19 hotspot in New Zealand in the preceding 14 days to travel quarantine-free to Australia. So there's a 3-by-3 definition. It is 3 days with less than 3 cases. We're making sure that for those people, if they've been in New Zealand in that 14-day period, then they're welcome to come to the Northern Territory, welcome to come to New South Wales. And this is the first stage in what we hope to see as a trans-Tasman bubble between the two countries, not just that state and that territory. And I know that New South Wales, Premier Gladys Berejiklian, and I know that the Chief Minister in the Northern Territory, Michael Gunner, welcome this indeed. I've just got off the phone from Chief Minister Gunner, who says that the fish are biting and the beers are cold, and he wants to see as many of his New Zealand cousins and friends as possible. His words, and I'm certain they're being echoed right across the Northern Territory, and I know that New South Wales is certainly going to welcome this announcement. Any state or territory that imposes travel restrictions consistent with the Commonwealth-based definition hotspot will be able to participate, and that's an important note. The Commonwealth hotspot definition has been developed by the Acting Chief Medical Officer, Professor Paul Kelly, and is robust and proportionate. And of course, everything that we've done right the way through, we've done on the best medical advice. Everything that we've done, we've taken, we've heeded that advice, and we do so again today. On the basis that the hotspot definition is robust and proportionate, as it needs, of course, it has to be, the Commonwealth is comfortable in recommending that these people not be placed in mandatory quarantine. The Department of Health has undertaken a public health risk assessment of COVID-19 in New Zealand, which indicated that New Zealand posed a low risk of COVID-19 transmission to Australia. The Australian Government will provide increased Australian Border Force support at airports to support the establishment of green lanes, and we will have the ADF helping as required, as need be, of travel for New Zealanders and collecting information on arrivals to assist with contact tracing if required. The establishment of quarantine-free travel to Australia from New Zealand will free up space, and this is a really important point, for around an additional 325 passengers a week to enter quarantine in Sydney, so that by freeing up those 325 places, that means that more Australians from more destinations overseas can indeed then fill that 325 vacancies. So this trans-Tasman bubble means that there are going to be more places open for more Australians to come home from abroad. Importantly, safe travel of New Zealanders to Australia will enable space in the quarantine system to be freed up for Australians returning, as I say, from other countries. If Queensland were to agree to this definition, around an additional 250 quarantine places could be freed up, allowing Australians on flights from other world locations to arrive in Brisbane, along with uncapped flights from New Zealand. As I say, these arrangements will take effect from 16 October, a minute after midnight. More information on the details of this arrangement will be available on the Smart Traveller website upon commencement, and we certainly encourage people to avail themselves of that information. So, as I say, the ADF will support as required. This is a good initiative. I'm very pleased that the Prime Minister, Scott Morrison, has been able to arrange this. I know it will be welcomed with our New Zealand friends, and I know that it's certainly being welcomed by those people in New South Wales and the Northern Territory, particularly the leaders of those two jurisdictions.